Hey there friends, welcome back to Channel Name, your one-stop shop for all things curious, quirky, and occasionally creepy. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, gently of course, and drop a comment below. Seriously, I'm practically begging for validation here, just kidding, or am I? Today, we're diving into the mysterious, fascinating, and slightly chilling world of psychopaths. That's right. The word itself probably makes you think of villains in blockbuster movies, but real-life psychopathy is far more complex than Hollywood portrays. So, let's explore 10 traits of a psychopath backed by research and a sprinkle of dark humor because, well, why not? Oh, and a quick disclaimer. Just because someone ticks a couple of these boxes doesn't mean they're a psychopath. Let's not start diagnosing your boss or that one ex who still likes all your Instagram posts. Cool? Cool, let's dive in. Imagine someone who's effortlessly charismatic, the life of every party, and somehow makes you feel like you've known them forever. Sounds dreamy, right? Well, not so fast. Superficial charm is one of the hallmark traits of psychopathy. According to Dr. Robert Hare, the psychologist who literally wrote the book on psychopathy, it's called the Psychopathy Checklist, by the way, these individuals use their charm as a tool for manipulation. It's like being a human chameleon, but with a sinister twist. They're not charming because they care about you, they're charming because it's useful. Think of it as charisma, but with a side of emotional pickpocketing. This trait is often why psychopaths can rise to positions of power. They can charm their way through interviews, social gatherings, or even high-stakes negotiations, but once you're caught in their web, the charm quickly fades, revealing their true manipulative intentions. It's like realizing the dessert you've been eyeing is actually made of plastic. Looks great, but utterly fake. Ah, empathy, the warm, fuzzy emotion that makes you cry during Pixar movies. Well, psychopaths don't do Pixar tears. In fact, they don't do empathy at all. Research shows that psychopathic brains have structural differences in the amygdala, the area responsible for processing emotions. So if you're bawling your eyes out over Finding Nemo and someone next to you is like, meh, it's just a fish, you might want to keep an eye on them. Kidding. Mostly. This lack of empathy is what allows psychopaths to commit actions most people would find unthinkable. Whether it's manipulating a loved one or committing crimes without remorse, their inability to connect emotionally makes them immune to guilt or compassion. It's not that they don't see your pain, it's that they just don't care. And here's the kicker, they're experts at faking empathy. They've learned to mimic the emotional responses of others, making it even harder to spot their true nature. It's like watching a robot trying to act human. Impressive, but also a little unnerving. Did you eat the last cookie? Normal person, no. Nervous giggle. Psychopath, I would never. I'm gluten-free and allergic to joy. Psychopaths don't just lie, they lie with flair. Pathological lying is their bread and butter. They're not just trying to cover their tracks, they lie to control narratives, manipulate people, and maintain their facade. Research published in Nature Neuroscience found that the more someone lies, the easier it becomes. It's like building muscle, but instead of hitting the gym, they're flexing their deceit. The lies can be so elaborate and convincing that even seasoned detectives or psychologists can be fooled. And here's the scary part. They lie without any of the usual tells. No nervous fidgeting, no sweating, no avoiding eye contact. They're like poker players with a royal flush every time. Picture this. A person walks into a room and acts like they're the main character, director, and executive producer of everyone else's lives. That's a psychopath's grandiose sense of self. They believe they're special, unique, and destined for greatness, even if that greatness involves scamming people out of their life savings. Honestly, it's like they're starring in a one-person Broadway show called Me, Myself, and I. And spoiler alert, they never miss a standing ovation in their heads. This inflated ego can make them seem overly confident and self-assured, which, ironically, can be very attractive to others. People are drawn to confidence, and psychopaths know how to use this to their advantage. But beware, their confidence isn't backed by competence or kindness, just an overwhelming sense of entitlement. Psychopaths treat relationships like chess games and everyone else, pawns. Manipulation is their superpower, and they wield it with terrifying precision. Research from Harvard University found that psychopaths are exceptionally skilled at identifying vulnerabilities in others. It's like they have a sixth sense for your insecurities, and they'll exploit them without hesitation. Remember, if someone's always 10 steps ahead in every conversation, they're either a chess grandmaster or well, you know. What makes their manipulation so effective is their ability to make you doubt yourself. They'll gaslight you, twist your words, and make you question your own reality. And the worst part, you won't even realize it's happening until it's too late. Here's a fun fact. Most of us feel guilty when we've done something wrong. Psychopaths, on the other hand, just don't. This lack of remorse isn't just unsettling, it's downright chilling. MRI studies show that psychopaths' brains have reduced activity in regions associated with guilt and moral reasoning. So, while you're agonizing over whether you were too harsh during a disagreement, they're sleeping like a baby. A guilt-free, conscience-free baby. It's like having an emotional Teflon coating. Nothing sticks. And this trait isn't limited to major crimes. Even in everyday interactions, they can hurt people, emotionally, financially, or otherwise, and walk away without a second thought. It's like they're living in a consequence-free bubble. Ever done something in the heat of the moment and immediately regretted it? Now imagine that, but without the regret part. Psychopaths are notoriously impulsive, often acting on a whim without considering the consequences. Research published in Frontiers in Psychology links psychopathy to impaired decision-making processes in the brain's prefrontal cortex. Translation? They're the you-only-live-once champions of the world, for all the wrong reasons. This impulsivity can make them dangerous, especially when combined with their lack of empathy and manipulativeness. They don't think about who might get hurt, they're only focused on what they want in the moment. This one's less glamorous and more icky. Psychopaths often rely on others for money, shelter, or emotional support, exploiting their kindness without offering anything in return. It's like they're professional moochers. If your roommate hasn't paid rent in 6 months but still manages to afford concert tickets, you might want to start asking questions. This trait isn't just about laziness, it's about entitlement. Psychopaths believe they deserve what others have worked hard for, and they'll take it without a second thought. It's not borrowing, it's taking, plain and simple. Psychopaths might talk about love, sadness, or joy, but their emotions often lack depth. It's like they're reading from a script rather than genuinely feeling those things. According to neuroscientific research, this emotional shallowness stems from reduced connectivity in the brain's limbic system, which controls emotions. It's not that they're cold-hearted, it's more like their emotional thermostat is broken. Oh, you're crying? That's so interesting. Anyway, this shallowness makes it hard for them to form genuine connections. Relationships, for them, are more about utility than love or affection. Psychopaths are masters of blame shifting. It's never their fault, it's society, the system, or you. They'll twist every situation to avoid accountability, and they're very good at it. Honestly, if they were on a group project, they'd take all the credit but none of the blame. And somehow you'd end up apologizing to them. Their refusal to accept responsibility often leaves others cleaning up the mess. It's frustrating, infuriating, and, honestly, kind of impressive how skilled they are at dodging accountability. So there you have it, 10 traits of a psychopath. Fascinating, right? And maybe a little unnerving. Remember though, psychopathy exists on a spectrum. Not everyone with a couple of these traits is a full-blown psychopath. It's about the bigger picture. If you found this video as intriguing as I did making it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Maybe tell me which trait creeped you out the most, or if you secretly identify with any of them. No judgment here, I promise. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and maybe double-check your friend group, just in case. Bye for now.